Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy BLVSTOFF here again behind the computer with another FL Studio project. Today, the one we're working with is called Bring the Bass. Even though I've titled it down, I think at some point, there must have been some sort of influence about breaking it down, but eventually when it was released, it was called Bring the Bass. What you're gonna see in this track are a few different things. You're gonna see how far simplicity can go. This song really kind of broke a lot of my foundation. For years, what I would do making music is I would pack tons of melodies and harmonize the entire track to the point that, yeah, it was great for me because I've been producing it for like a month now. As the progression happened, I was there kind of witnessing the development. So by the end of it, yeah, it looked like a mansion, but not everyone needed a mansion, you know? It would have been fine, just a simple house that like somebody could have lived in. It's a stupid ass analogy, but hopefully you guys enjoy that one. But basically what I'm trying to say is I was just packing my projects with so much that, yeah, perhaps I enjoyed it at the end, but everyone else was like, dude, there's like too much happening. So, if you listen to a lot of the songs nowadays, they're really simple, nailing that simple bass line, that one simple melody that is gonna drive momentum. I think if you can grasp on some, 8-bar, 4-bar loop and have that be memorable and have that sound maybe be copied and pasted into different sounds. So it's the same melody pushing the listener to the end of the track. By the end of the track, that listener is gonna know that melody. So yeah, this one right here definitely breaks a lot of those habits that I was making. I remember actually for a fact, looking at this track and just being like, my goal here is to remove shit. Let's pull out some of these elements that aren't required. So I hope you guys like this one. This is BLVSTOFF, Bring the Bass.
BLVSTOFF, bring the bass.
All right, before we get started, let me break down what the project looks like. Really simple. Like I said, that's going to be the key word. Maybe I'll even put a little tally of how many times I say that.
Bass. Yeah. Bass.
What are we looking at here? Show you that bass line. That's basically the bass line for this part right here. But in the beginning, oh yeah, this part right here. But this one right here is a little bit different. It kind of pops a little bit. So check this one out.
Bass. Yeah. Bass. Blast off the rhythm now.
I think, yeah, I forget what I was going to call it, but Serum is incredible. Nasty sound. Look at some, definitely a lot of effects going on here. Really nice delay, some really good reverb. I can tell the compression is in there. Yeah. Ooh, that's a nasty pattern. I actually ended up just plucking it out. But yeah, I do like the way that is set up. Could definitely rock that for some point, but like I said, they didn't even need to. The song needed to be really simple.
Bass.
Let's see what we got here. Some percussions. Honestly, I go back and I'm just like so impressed that I didn't put a little swing on this. It just kept everything so minimal. A couple voices down here.
Bass. Yeah. Bass. Blast off the rhythm now. Bass. Yeah. Watch your movement. Bass. Watch your movement. Bring the bass.
All right. We got our one drum sample back here, as well as this sample right here. Check this one out. Swear to God, if it's a minimal kick 3, you guys already know, if it's a minimal kick 3, I'm probably gonna Get a lot of hate. It's McCream kick too. So get off my back. And yeah, still pretty fat. Hitting my sub pretty nice. I like the way it sounds. Because it's a little bit fat and the song has a lot of bass to it, definitely got to sidechain that. And usually my sidechains are a little quicker than that, you know, maybe like something like this, but I gotta let that bass underneath kind of push at the same time that this bass rises. So yeah, like the way that sounds. You look at these like basic ass looking mixer. Oh, I got a little gross beat on here. We'll get to that. We'll find out what's in there. Yeah, that bass line just rides. Like with the sub or without the sub, you're hearing that bass line. And yeah, that little pause right before we bring the bass back in there.
Blast off, bring the bass.
Yep. At that point, have to bring in this sound. Oh yeah, I love that sound. So let's go back and let's break this down a little bit more. So you guys already know, simple drum loop underneath with the bass line. That's it. The next part, blast off, bring the bass.
Blast off, bring the bass.
We move right along to switching up the bass and the drums, and we add this saw underneath. Check this out. Oh, can't hear it because of my sidechain. You guys already know I love that. Oh, a little reverb on that. It almost reminds me of like a Skrillex sound. Yeah. Yeah. There's like I don't know if you can hear, but I hear this like high frequency in the background doing like wah, 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 wah. I don't know. I like it, so hopefully you guys like it. I don't care either way. I hope you guys like it, and I like it. That's all that matters. That's all that matters, right?
Yeah.
All right, that's really corny. Let's get back into this track. This is where the gross beat comes in, and really impressive sound. If you guys know me, Blast Off likes these sounds that open up. There's just something behind that, and if you guys leave me a little comment in this video, I'll explain why I like the whole opening up idea. I just don't want to put it on YouTube right now. Yeah, so basically what's happening here, really cool thing. Let's see. See, it's starting little and kind of like the sound is opening up. Let me sustain a little note on that. Check this out. Wait. Oh, it has to play, doesn't it? Okay. Let me get in here. I can't get a low note. See how it starts in the beginning? Yeah, it's starting little and opening up, and that whole idea is really cool to me. So with that opening up, with a little bit of reverb on that, it's simple and rides on top of this bass line and the saw with the drums pretty well, and I believe that's the drop. What do we got here? Like some automation for the side chaining, but other than that, can you show me a more simple
Bring the
song?
bass.
Oh, one thing I gotta mention, which I literally thought about the 10 minutes before I released it. I was like, you know what? I think I want to add some like reggaeton drums, and I enjoyed it so much playing it back over and over. I've heard the last chorus, and I'm like, man, when that reggaeton kicks in, I love that. I'm never gonna get enough of that snare. It can get implemented in most of my tracks, and I'm probably gonna love it. Yeah, so let me just point that out really fast. I'm pulling back here because I want to show you guys the structure. So I got like my intro drums. They're this color tan. They moved into the green drums. Then for the drop, it's mostly the purple drums. For this second drop back here, I basically had purple drums all the way to the end, and then this like pink reddish drums like happened, like I said, the last 10 minutes before I uploaded the track. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do this to this little section here, so let me just get to it. Yeah, the song is really basic. We have this little bass breakdown, then we have a little bit of a rise. There's like not even a real rise in here, like as far as like, let me show you guys what I'm talking about. When I go into my packs, that I don't have one of these things. Yeah. So yeah, we're not rocking that in this track. It's super simple. Right.
Blast off, bring the bass.
Oh my god, this is the rise right here.
Blast off, bring the bass.
Yeah, and it's the same thing on the other side as well. Yeah. So we drop into our track again. Everything kind of rides with everything that I showed you guys. The second saw here. Nasty. We just with this little portion here.
Blast off, bring the bass. Bass, bass, bass.
Let me pull this part out so you can kind of hear that.
Bass, bass, bass.
I'm telling you, you can throw a reggaeton extra snare in here anytime you want, and I'm probably gonna rock out.
Bring the bass. Bring the bass.
Yeah. See how that is.
Blast off, bring the bass.
Yeah, so that's Bring the Bass for you guys, out on every platform. Go ahead and spam that like button, comment, like, share. Really, I got to know what you guys are enjoying. Do you want to see more of this? Do you want to see more of that? Less of this, less of that. So if you give me some feedback, that really helps YouTube's algorithm, helps me get featured in maybe some playlists that I'm not featured in yet. Like I said, I'm trying to release as much content as possible, one song a week on all of the platforms through distribution. Trying to put out daily videos. So there's a lot I'm working 40 hours, DJing as much parties as I can. I'm gonna see if I can stream the New Year's Eve event that I have coming up. So yeah, would love to hear some feedback. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.